보이게 조심해 봐 참아리 라마리니지 이어데기네 바리 상기의 신인도 미대오와 이족오노 남한다 신인라 줘봐라 오이제솔라마 남암바이게 남암 이주 오가라 인연세주오신데 제다라 사마메 도제스니마 나샤망게 주기 자라마 예담은 구루라 나면 나라가미야하야미 상제 초당 속에 총남로 장추 파도 동이 격수지 다기 지년 개배 소남게 조라 벤제 상게 도마쇼 상제 저당 속에 총남로 장추 파도 동이 격수지 다기 지년 개배 소남게 조라 벤제 상게 도마쇼 상제 초당 속에 총남로 장추 파도 동이 격수지 다기 지년 개배 소남게 조라 벤제 상제 조와레쇼 이건 좋아하고 이제 300개 전달이 정도. 진짜 좋아서 가방 받자면 받다면 오함에 받으면 타주면 또반이 시대 또 했으면 이게 담배라 차차로 So my demonstrator then, all the students, all father, mother, brother, sister, then, all the students in Russia, and all the different parts of the world who are listening. So I'm very happy to talk about Dharma while the world is an unbelievable turmoil, suffering. Can you imagine? The different countries. Besides the suffering, what is explained in Lamrim Sutra, but moreover, also, such a great danger, the water, flood, destroy the cities everywhere, almost everywhere. Those are the most powerful countries, America, as well as India, many parts. And the fire, then the wind, water, earth, so much suffering. The science or whatever cannot stop. Those cannot pacify cause of those sufferings. So much suffering. Then even powerful countries that everybody, whole world will get all the time, the political power and material, many things. But even they have so much power, many millions of people are no electricity, many million people, this and that. So much suffering, so much. So, then I thought Solo Kumbu, where I was born. Now there's electricity, before there was no electricity. So we depend on the firewood. On the nighttime light, bamboo, dry bamboo, lit up, then we use dry bamboo to, then some people want to talk to, but I mean, usually we use the bamboo, dry bamboo, lit up, then go in the road. So things like that, but you see, there was no danger of water, no water. There was one place, America, I think it's somewhere. Canada, there was no water. There's no drink water. No water in toilet. Even though it's a well-established country, but then this happens. Then I think it was Silikambu, in a primitive place, so peaceful, so great peace. It's not a materially developed place. It's not a materially developed place. Very so simple, very simple. But I think it was so good compared to America. Not even water, no wash toilets, and they buy water from another country. I don't buy a million. Buy. So typical. Yeah, then so like that. So much difficulties. So I think. So therefore, I'm happy to talk Dharma in the midst of such problems in the world. So we think about Dharma. It's the only way to be free from oceans of suffering or samsara and cause, delusion karma. So the rest people in the world, even they have a very high degree from Harvard University and Harvard and I forgot another university in England. So many degrees of this and that, but you see, cause of suffering is also always outside. It's always outside. Never the sentient being their mind. Never that's correct. Always outside. Oh, so not known. Cause of suffering is not known. That's the mind of the who experience suffering. So not known. Not known. So that becomes a secret for them. That become a secret for them. Like Tantra teaching secret. that becomes secret for them. No matter very high scientific knowledge and this and that. Yes, there's a development of this. So hopefully they come near reality, then start to realize, recognize karma, reincarnation, all that more profound. Understand more about mind. So hopefully. Yeah, there's one question. If I don't know, then I close the eyes and go to sleep. Go to sleep.
One question.
Yeah.
The time we recited the Heart Sutra, and then the Heart Sutra is the conversation between Shariputra and Avalokiteshvara. Heart Sutra.
Yeah.
It's a perfection of wisdom sutra. Why is it between Avalokiteshvara and Shariputra and not Manjusri, who is a Bodhisattva of wisdom? Thank you.
Okay. Not only Manjusri, there are numberless others left out. Yeah, that's I think basically come down. I think that's karma. You come down, then Genesis. Buddha walks through the the blessing, the Genesis, and Sharipu, Koshansa. That's our karma. By coming back down, even there are numberless Buddhas. That's my answer. I don't know any other answers. Okay. Yeah. Maybe Manjushri is resting. Okay. And then anything else? Okay.
Also, we have a question from Russia. We have actually two questions, Lama Zopa, the dear Rinpoche. And one question is how to train in Guru devotion in everyday life. when we going to the shop, or we sitting with our children, or we going to work, how we can train in Guru devotion in this time?
To train Guru devotion, first one I forgot. Go shopping or what would you say?
Okay, how to train in Guru devotion in everyday life?
Yeah.
When we just doing normal things, like when we do not meditating on doing any practice or sadhana, or just living.
Just what?
Just normally going to, normally doing what usually everybody is doing, like working, driving car, shopping.
Eating pizza and momos.
Yes, eating pizza.
The meditation, when Guru devotion, that's the mind, not what physical action does, not what speech does. It's the mind. Is mind. Mind abiding in the Guru devotion. Doing analytical meditation or fixed meditation. So, your action body must be reminded during various activities in daily life, not necessarily 24 hours in your or altar room or something sitting like that. So, yes, you're cooking, you're shopping, you're doing job. So, the other thing is so while you're doing, then your mind is living the Guru devotion. Mind is living the Guru devotion. So in the early morning, you see, you went through the analytical meditation, fixed meditation, regards to how the Guru Buddha. So you see, those four basic outlines, you went through, and then you see, after analytical meditation, then you come to the fixed meditation. That's Buddha, you see. Then while you are doing the work, yes, your mind is with that, good Buddha. So that fixed meditation. So you do the work with that mind, so that abiding in the fixed meditation, that's the good Buddha. So in that, you see, living life. Then also you walk what you're doing, whatever work you're doing, do that according to Guru's wishes. And do that according to Guru's wishes, as advice. So when that become, I would say, when that become Lamrim, the greater part of the lower capable being, so it become Dharma. Everything what you do, shopping, doing business, working, doing job, with the body, speech, mind, or it becomes that Dharma, Holy Dharma, the greater parts of lower capable being. So, is it done not under the control of worldly thought, eight worldly thought, not under the eight worldly thought. So then you see, it's done as well. Not under the control of that. Not under the control of that. So lack of that. Not possessed by that thought. It wanted to concern. So that will benefit when you die. That will bring happiness. Since from the birth. That will bring happiness. Of course, brings happiness this life. But brings happiness beyond from this life. Happiness is Dharma. Happiness is death, and beyond happiness brings happiness. You see, like that. As according to Gurus, according to business, whatever you doing, according to Gurus' heart, that's according to Gurus' heart mind, Gurus' wishes. Then, better than that, then understand by the attachment, seeking a future samsaric happiness. So that attachment is understand by that. With the renunciation of samsara, with the samsara is nature. Samsara is total nature of suffering, like being in the center of the fire, being yourself being in the center of fire. So it's total nature of suffering. Then so what you're doing is all done with the renunciation of samsara. So that's see. So, which become cause of liberation from samsara. So that's Guru's holy mind, wishes, Guru's instruction, according to that. You see? So then, best one is best Dharma, the most happy one, best Dharma, that's Bodhicitta. You say, understand by self-saying, whatever you're doing with the bodhisattva, understand by self-saying thought, and with bodhicitta cherishing others. So you're doing that, which becomes a cause of enlightenment for sentient beings. Highest happiness, cause of enlightenment for sentient beings. This means enlightenment, happiness for every sentient being. Wow, amazing. So this Guru's wishes, advice. So, that's the one way to talking, one way thinking. The other way is yes. So in the morning, you see, you do meditation Guru. So then conclusion, you see, the Buddha or that come to that conclusion. Okay? So then you keep the mind while you're doing work with that mind. So that. Okay?
Yes. Okay. Can I ask one last question from Russia? Maybe not last, but.
What?
So the question is, when we are in, when we trying to practice according the thought transformation, and we are in society, when in society or maybe in a situation and family, when Buddhist ideas or Buddhist how to think or Buddhist way on how to behave or how to think is different in society than from our Buddhist perspective. So society and our practice kind of in conflict. And or there is some conflict around us. And should we, in this case, withdraw from the society and go to meditation and do Tonglen and do mind transformation meditations, or we can go to society and actively doing something, actively changing something. Even though we are not having any realizations and we are really don't have any clairvoyance or anything that will make us sure that we're doing right thing. So what is better, to go to meditate and do your practice, or to go to society and try to change something? Or both, or neither?
So in what of course as a way of society think, I mean what they actually do, something totally opposite Dharma, you see, opposite Dharma. Then society. It depends on what you do externally. If it's all right to do the mind, it's no problem. You can keep in the you can keep in the right view, the karma. All the right view, that's karma. You see, abandon negative karma, practice good karma, conclusion for happiness, result. So, is the mind to do, that's all up to the mind, there's no problem. So, you see, so, but if it involved killing, society is an activity for killing people, things like that. Then you see, you try to, there's some other way to not be involved. If it's involved killing, so forth. You understand? If it's just to do with the mind, that's so easy. You don't have to follow their mind. You understand? You follow their mind, then you lose Dharma. If you follow their mind, then you lose Dharma. You lose that practice. You destroy your enlightenment, your liberation, your happiness, rich life. If you follow their mind. You understand? Their mind opposite, they has a opposite karma. So they're hoping, meant to earning happiness, but actually they're creating cause of suffering. So it's like that, basically like that, conception. Then involved in 10 non-virtuous action. They say 10 non-virtuous action. So like that. So the 3 actions of body, killing, stealing, settlement, then 4 actions of speech, chain lies, slanderance, gossiping, harshly speaking. So speech that hurt, even saying nice things, but it hurts to others' mind. Use your own to hurt. So that's why, but even though speaking nice. So so those things. So no need to say about covetousness, ill will, heresy, but 7 that then if you have a bodhicitta, you're not talking about that, but of course you have an incredible, very courageous mind, strong bodhicitta, So you can suffer, you can be born in the lower realm and suffer for even one sentient being to save from the lower realm, from negative karma, to save from the born lower realm, to save that even one sentient being. You are most happy to be born in the hell realm, suffer for that person. Oh, strong, unbelievable Bodhicitta, that's the most happiness for you. Even greater happiness than Arhatas achieving Nirvana. So that then primitive, you see, becomes a virtue, killing, stealing, sacrificing. With that Bodhicitta, one beneficial sin become virtue, become even though non-virtuous, but that particular Bodhisattva, unbelievable benefit for sentient beings. So, you see, so that's primitive, yes, for that Bodhisattva, and then even for 4 actions of what the negative action generally, but for the Bodhisattva, they become cause enlightenment, quick. Even that is very quick cause enlightenment. 3 actions about it, negative action normally, but the particular Bodhisattva, then very quick cause enlightenment. So anyway, so you're talking about Bodhicitta, so so then you see outer actions like that, then I think that while your mind in the practice, when you become Bodhicitta, then even you don't do realization, but as much as possible to creative Bodhicitta. So that which one can do, what that do according to capacity of mind. Okay? Okay? Thank you very much.
One other question, last question, very last question. Very last one.
Last of the last question.
Yes. How one can be sure that he has bodhicitta? How I can know that I have bodhicitta? It is true bodhicitta and not blah blah, not like internally blah blah blah. How can I know? How I can be sure that I have bodhicitta?
That's very easy. Whether you're going for pee or they're eating food or they're shopping or whatever, then you set the motivation. Whether you're doing for yourself or they're doing for the sentient beings. For the happiness of sentient beings, you're doing that or you're doing for yourself. That's very clear. Or they're doing, or even going by pee-pee, then you take the motivation. You're doing pee-pee for your happiness, for others. So, you see, whenever you say sentient beings, you have the natural feeling to achieve enlightenment for that. You to achieve enlightenment for that sentient being. To enlighten that sentient being. The minute you say that sentient being, any sentient being. So, who criticize, who beat you, kill you, or who love you, who make so much offering, who chase you, or indifferent. So to us all, you have the minute you see the thought to enlighten them, you have to achieve enlightenment for them. It's naturally thought without any effort, naturally rising. So the mother whose son fell in fire. So while she's walking, while whatever she's doing, but the mind constantly. Couldn't wait even a second without the son, her child, without being free from fire. So want to help. You understand? Oh, this whatever she's doing, but the mind is constantly, so naturally, constantly, to bring one's child from the fire. That's, even if she's doing PP or whatever she's, mind is that. You understand? So like that. So, you see, whatever you're doing, even breathing, whatever you're doing, mind constantly sentient beings. You have to enlighten them, wants to create general enlightenment, constantly, naturally. So everything what you do is all for them. It's all for numberless sentient beings. It's all for numberless sentient beings. So whatever you do, breathing in and out, everything. Every single action birth planet is for the sentient being. To bring enlightenment. It's again the example, like that. Okay? Right? Yeah. Okay? Right. So, okay. All right, yeah. So we pray like that to become like that, okay? Yeah. So we try now, everyday life, as I said, as much as possible with the bodhicitta, as much as possible, even with the effortful bodhicitta, as much as possible, then try to do for other sentient beings. Every single day, as much as possible. So always, even you don't have realization, but as much as possible. Eating, walking, sitting, what is it, doing job, anything, as much as possible. Or then that with way training, so it gradually leads to bodhicitta. It's realization bodhicitta. So with bodhicitta, everlasting bodhicitta, then everything becomes naturally also for others to obtain happiness for numberless sentient beings. Okay? Okay?
Yes. Okay.
Good, yeah. Thank you. Okay, maybe we may stop there, okay? All right. Yeah, then I do the rest where I stopped. The Lama Tsongkhapa's incredible explanation about thoughts of permission. So I think maybe I stopped him up here. So you should utilize the sufferings in the path to enlightenment, depend on yourself. And then second is depend on others. There are two. I'm not going to repeat again, it will take time. They then never finish. So, there's simple top there, there's a dunga chungala, the source of the share beton dembala, and then be chick kawashi chade. Gawar chawashik che, gawar chawashik day. Somebody never somebody java in Seba Java tongues. Tabla is in Java, Tabasa, the zero somebody. Gawara Gawa, something injured in Michiros. So, of course, the bodhicitta, the development bodhicitta, of course, having generated bodhicitta, of course, then everything, suffering for others, happiness for others, everything for others, and then benefit others. You see, everything, no question. Then, even to creative bodhicitta, creative bodhicitta, then you develop, you see. Or also, then as much as possible, you develop creative bodhicitta, or then that much you see able to experience happiness, suffering for others, and the things. You see, so that much you able to dedicate the actions for sentient beings. So anyway, so now, so particularly the Lojong is a transform the suffering into happiness is there. So you need to dungalam de lo talk there. So the thought, they say undesirable suffering when you meet when you meet suffering and their problems, you see, encounter. So that the stopping the thought, stopping the undesirable thought through suffering, stopping that is stopping the undesirable thought through suffering. That's so you need that. Then second is utilizing suffering path to enlightenment. So first, the stopping the undesirable thought through suffering. So the thing we're talking is that so strong developed, you see. Then so experiencing suffering, you see. Then you have a discerning wisdom, very powerful discerning wisdom. Then you see quality, benefit, quality rises from that. then so you are so happy of that. For example, when you experience suffering, for example, Lama Zopa said, so you get a renunciation from the samsara. You see? Realize, thinking, recognizing how samsara is natural suffering. So you get renunciation. When you experience problems, or sicknesses, cancer, whatever is curable, uncurable, whatever. Old age, all the problems, suffering, death, so whatever. It's an example. That's not only suffering. Suffering which all the samsara pleasure, then all the samsara pleasure which it doesn't last because it is natural suffering. And then those two sufferings come from pervasive compounding suffering. That's my own translation. Pervasive compound suffering. That one you need to learn well. So your aggregates, this equalizations, your aggregates under the control of a cause of suffering, the delusion and karma. So then your aggregates is pervaded by suffering. Then pervasive compounding, compounding, also this is aggregates contaminated seed of delusion and karma. So from the seed, again delusion rises, again suffering rises, on. So pervasive compounding suffering. So this is the. There are verses Ishwana says sometimes, but I don't know by heart. I didn't hear notes. I don't know the verses. So this is the particular Buddhist way to renounce samsara. See, by seeing this as suffering. By freeing from these, then you become free forever from suffering or pain. Then suffering will change this temporary samsara pleasure. So you're totally free from suffering samsara. From this third suffering, you're not. If you're not renunciation to this third suffering, then same as Hindus also they get renunciation of the suffering pain, and then suffering change, and then they don't recognize the pervasive compounding suffering as a suffering. They don't recognize that. So that's why even though they become free from those temporarily, but again they come back. Again they get reborn sometimes lower, even so. So like this suffering, desire realm, we are now desire realm, desire in the sense pleasure. So we are in the desire realm. So desire realm. Then form realm, samsara, this is all samsara realm. Form realm has form realm doesn't have a suffering pain, but it is suffering change and pervasive compound suffering. Now the formless realm doesn't have suffering change. No suffering pain, no suffering change. So Hindus, they get, even Hindu religion, they get up to that realm. So through shine kama abhajimati, through compound, through contemplation. Concentration of contemplation. Then there are four levels. So then, in the even Hindu, they achieve these things, formed realm, and then they after the formless realm. But they never get renounce this third one. So then that's why then when they born formless realm, after some time, then Katsure, because seed of delusion is always there. So then that never removed. So then again they get reborn. When that karma, when that to be in the realm, when the karma finish, then again get reborn Lord realms, any realms, so they get born. We went through that numberless times. We achieved Shine numberless times in the past. We have to know that. Shine, we achieved Shine, Kama Abadi, numberless times. Because we are born those realms through that. So we are born formless numberless times. You understand? Then again, again that karma finishes. We never change the bodhicitta, renunciation of all samsara, and realize emptiness, never. So then, numberless times, from beginningless, but we went round, numberless times. You have to know that. You have to know that. That's why you have to realize the emptiness. Sorry, nobody teach Dharma by beating the table, but I'm the only one. I'm the only one. So for the students to able to grasp up, able to last longer the words to go inside. So I put my effort to be so when somebody angry or something, they be the table, you see. So there's something that one will emphasize, something important. So anyway, yeah, it is in the prayers, you see. So we realize emptiness. We have to. So that's why you are here. Can basically give teaching on the Madhamika, Gomvarabsa, clarifying the Buddha's view there. There. So you see how important is that. So you realize that. Develop that. So then we can be free from samsara, the oceans of samsara suffering, all the six realms forever. Otherwise not. So first thing, benefits of suffering, when you encounter problems, in the COVID or anything, cancer, just anything, old age problem, any relationship problem, anything. So shortcomings of samsara, all that shortcomings of samsara, any problem. So then you know this is the nature of suffering. So then you get renunciation, detachment to samsara. Detachment to samsara. So like you get burned in a fire. You get burned in the fire. So you want free from fire. That is taught renunciation. But the benefits of suffering. Benefits of suffering. You have to understand. So you get taught to be free from samsara. Not that we can say, I've done, I'm going to die, I'm not. You see? And then there's that shouting, doesn't help. So other people, even how much shout to your family, how much you shout to outside people, doctors, cannot help. So then recognizing this suffering of samsara, this is nature of samsara, suffering, you see, then you get renunciation, detachment to samsara. That's all you need, you see, that's what you need to achieve, develop, you see. So first benefit that. For example, when you get cancer and some problem, then those who are wild, you look whole world what they can do for you. So look for treatment, you see, or something. So they just for their cancer, just for their sickness. But here is what is the nature of samsara. That sign. That is sign you are in the samsara. You are not free from samsara. You are in samsara. So the suffering of samsara. You see, then you get renunciation, detachment from samsara. To be present. That's the benefit. You see. So as I give the example, you have some sicknesses, then if you're wild, you look the whole world what they can do for you. Somebody who has wealth. So like that. Here, samsara, then realizing suffering samsara. Then you want to get detachment from that, free from that samsara. So, the renunciation samsara. You see, benefits. The Chabla is in Chabadang. Then you, Buddha Sangha, with the object of refuge. Then you trust him. Your faith in that stabilizes. Your faith in Buddha Sangha stabilizes. You see, because suffering, then you rely on Buddha Sangha. Then you rely on so much. As much as you are afraid of as much as you have aversion, fear of samsara, then you so much rely on Buddha Sangha, who has the perfect power. You rely on that. You see? The second benefit. You understand? Tekvaseva Chabatang. Then because you have that suffering, whatever problem is you, so that eliminates arrogance, pride. Arrogance, you become humble. You see? Arrogance, you see? It eliminates, it dispels arrogance. It eliminates arrogance. Pride in position. You see? Then, so if you have arrogance, pride, then that becomes an obstacle to develop realization, Dharma. You see? Because that hinders the mind for realization. Arrogance, pride. Then, so eliminate pride. Okay? Dila Zambadanas. Then it helps. If you have a problem, it helps. Because we don't like suffering, so you become careful with the cause of the suffering. So like, there are many food, what causes cancer. I saw in iPad, many food cause cancer. So like that here. So here, very absurd. So suffering came from negative karma. You see, in the West, it's come from food or something, climate or something, always outside, you see. So here, Digba, negative karma, your mind, wrong thinking, you understand? Digba, wrong mind, wrong way of thinking. So to be careful, cause of suffering, the nikirkama. The suffering came from nikirkama. So you become careful with nikirkama. You understand? You have to think like that. They are like 10 virtues. And negative karma, you see. Keep careful. Then, next one, Gavala Gara. So, you see, so happy to the virtue. So more happy. So you abandon negative karma, then virtue, you need to collect the virtue. If you want happiness, then you need to collect virtue, no question. You have to collect virtue if you want happiness. So in the West, it's total opposite. Who done Dharma, then total opposite, all outside. So it's totally different. So, how much outside do you have? $1 billion, whoever $1 billion, who has everything what they can find in the world. The mind is much dissatisfied, so much unhappiness, so much unhappiness, dissatisfied, so attachment. So attachment. Not the Bodhisattva is a bodhicitta cherishing only sentient beings, cherishing like oneself, you see, cherishing. Then with nothing, or like having billions, $1 billion and everything, same thing with Bodhisattva. Everything's body, speech, mind, your own body, speech, mind, everything benefits only to the sentient beings. Use for the happiness of the sentient being, only that. So, yeah. So, happy to the virtue. Gavala Kawa. If you have problems in something, no, what are your problems? Then that helps us to they go. Then to collect virtue, so happy to cause happiness virtue. So happy, whatever it is. Then Kasuri to abandon 10 non-virtues and practice 10 virtues, also like that. Then last one. From the quote, this is a quotation from Bodhisattva also. Xian du dungal yuan deni jewe tagwa seba che kwa bala ninje dela the ka. So this is in Bodhisattva. So last one, it helps on your problem, benefits that it makes to develop compassion for others. That's very true. It makes you only a problem, so because it makes you develop compassion, to realize compassion for others who have suffering. For example, in Chinese Institute in Australia, people who have AIDS, they develop so much compassion. So for the people who have, once you have AIDS, then you develop so much compassion for other people who have AIDS. So there's one student, but I don't know his name. So when he have AIDS, he comes to Chinese Institute.
Lawrence.
How do you know? Huh?
Name's Lawrence.
I see. Lawrence, okay. So when he has what's the name of the disease I mentioned? AIDS. When he got AIDS, he comes to the Center, then he does takes my precepts Atman precepts and just meditation with the practice, and he tried to kind of practice, you see, try to renounce non-virtual thing. He tried to leave the vow, and then, then his age get more controlled, become less. Then you want to go to help others. Then you go to in city to help his friends, to help others to, because you can't relax at the center just thinking, with someone to go to help, then go to help. When you go to help, when you engage in it, then I think you're unable to keep enough power. Headman precepts, all this. So then what happens is that when the mind become not taking care of the mind. Basically, where I should say is, you see, when you're at the center, your mind is more taken care of. So when you're there with others, you're meant to help, but then you see your mind become, your mind is not taken care of, and your mind become kind of, out of control. So out of control, then your actions become out of control, then all like that. So then it becomes worse. Then he comes again, and he takes 8 precepts and takes 8 precepts and the vows, and he's Buddha and most yes. Then again you want to go to hell. Then again because then unable to keep his mind, guard his mind, protect his mind. So then the action follows up that. Then it's English. Then again it comes. So it is like that few times. Now I don't know whether it's alive or not. So it's because you yourself went through the suffering, so you feel compassion. Then you know how they suffer. You have an idea of how they suffer, that those sicknesses, whatever problem is, then you have got one idea. So you know how much they suffer. So you have compassion for them. You see, now you understand. So Lama Zopa said, so when a problem, then other sentient beings who have problems, you see, suffering, sentient beings who are suffering, then you're able to develop compassion for them. So the most important, if you able to develop compassion for the others, then you have enlightenment. Otherwise, no, it's enlightenment. So as I already mentioned, all these benefits of suffering, having problem, very important. So Lama Zopa describes further. So first one, to generate total renunciation, they're from Samsara, so that one. Lama Zopa said, so until I let a young wangi, Jesse Koa Champa, this is to Didan Dindavi, Dunga, never do a Kona in Bay, Yelling Pung in the joy. Shiva, Dagi, Tower Chow. Until I am under the control of delusion karma and wander in samsara. The sixth realm is a wander in samsara. until that time. And so, like this, sufferings, like this, like that, you receive harm from the suffering. You see, like this and like that. You see, all the time. You know, it's only that. Well, so what I was enduring in samsara, yeah, it's always like that. Yeah, like this, like that. All you suffer. You receive harm. You say you receive only harm from the suffering, this and that. You see? Because from beginningless rebirth, we've been in samsara, been under the control of delusion karma. So having stuff we don't remember. We only remember this life, nothing else we remember. Most of us we don't remember. So that's just, even this life, in children time, maybe you forget. So, on the other time, maybe you forget. So anyway, from beginners about women like this, living like this, samsara, so many problems. The problems, even the problems which you know, which you don't, the problems that you don't recognize is so much. What you know is very little. You understand? So you don't know suffering change, you don't know there's suffering. Then you don't know the third suffering, previous, comparison, you don't know. So much suffering, they don't know. Therefore, Nyenenji Pumbo Nyenzen Joro Shiva Dagi Toba Chao. Nyenenji Pumbo Nyenzen Joro Shiva Dagi Toba Chao. In some, the aggregates caused by karma and delusion. Aggregates caused by karma and delusion. So when your conscience is conceived in mother's womb on the fertilized egg, the nyelin, nyawalemba, taken again, the literal translation, but that is it. So the physicality nyawalemba would be the fertilized egg, part of mother's fertilized egg, for the physical body, the nyelin. And then for the consciousness, nyelin, the conscience before conceived mother's womb, the conscience in the intimate stage. Just before that. No color, no shape. No color, no shape. Yeah, no form. So that just before which was in the intimate stage, parto. That was the nyelin. That was nyelin of the conscience conceived in the mother's womb. So they were two totally separate. So the aggregates caused by delusion karma. So joining again, like continuation, join to this life, then this life, join to next life. So joining again, from beginningless reboot, joined, you see, to this life, then continuation. So from this life, join next life. You see, the next life, I get continuity, join to the next. So, in some, so break this, stop this. Shiva, pacify this. Pacify. And so then that's how it become. You get reborn in samsara, so endless. So then you break this continuation. Yeah. You break this continuation. So you see, Shiva, so pacify. Instead of continuing, it's a creating cause again to join. Yeah? Then you break, you see, pacify the continuation. You pacify continuation. Oh, that through mind. Not outside hospitals or food or certain food. No, like that. Oh, so the true meditation, the Dharma, release what Buddha taught, Four Noble Truths, the true suffering, true cause suffering. And then, true path, true system, true path, or then you actualize true path. Oh, the essence is the wisdom directly perceiving emptiness, ultimate emptiness. Oh, that. So that by listening, reflecting, meditating practice in this. Oh, that. So then you see, so that then you are able to actualize wisdom directly perceiving emptiness in the true path, real true path, what the Buddha taught. Or then you pacify true cause of the delusion karma, the cause of suffering, you're able to pacify. Then you're able to pacify all the 6 realms of suffering, oceans of suffering. You are able to free forever from forever, not just 1 month old, 1 month old holiday, no, forever. You understand? Oh, so you need, what do you need? Every day, day and night, every day, what you need for is this one. This one. Peace. No more dying, reborn again in samsara. No more. You understand? If you don't like suffering, then this is what you have done. This is what has to be done. So therefore need to practice Dharma, therefore meditation. Meditation is not practice. Abandon cause of suffering, abandon practice for virtue. Yeah. So, you see, starting from 10 virtue. Yeah. So, there's some there. That high training of morality, high training of meditation, high training of wisdom. So that's the essence. So how to be free from samsara? Journey again to journey to next life, the endless samsara. Then you suffer all the sufferings, and then you experience all of which you experience all day from beginning to end. Suffer. So it's crazy. So it doesn't make sense. Yeah? So it doesn't make sense to be in samsara. It's crazy to be in samsara. You understand? That's real crazy. Real crazy to be in samsara. It's real crazy. You understand? Now you can see crazy. Now you can see how that is crazy. Now you talk about how also I must issue this peace. You see? Stop. Journey again. The continuous aggregates. Cause of karma, diligence. Journey again to the next. Oh, stop this. Pacify this. All the much issue this. Oh, you understand? The suffering, having problem, that's the first benefit. Simply come chinche, Dunga teme tsawani miyobaji chunga mayinji koraya nganzu onyam the sample. Since you wander in samsara, tormented, harmed by many problems. I should sound more longer, but I didn't do special for Raja. That since I wanted in the samsara, and then harmed by so many sufferings, the mutual, that's something I'm undeserved. No, mutual is not that you are not deserved. No, at all. It's the nature of samsara. Because you are being samsara, this happens. You normally won't be so much, even thorn went inside, or somebody bite you, or hand, or any problem. Somebody said nasty things, you get angry, whatever happens, the family, whatever. Oh, I always think, this is not I'm undeserved. No, this is because I'm samsara. This is the nature of samsara. Why happens all the problem happening? Because I'm samsara. Oh, so always you have to think that. So this is what Lama Zopa said. The samples normally. Oh, then you see, then your worry, fear is less. You have so much concern, so much, so less. You see? That's because this happens because I'm samsara. See? So it's the conclusion. You don't have to scream, you don't scream all day long, weeks, months, years. You don't do that. And then taking hundred or thousand medicines. You don't need to. Now the saint. Tabla yide machawa. Lama Zopa was teaching, trusting to the object of refuge about that. The fear of the danger of samsara is experiencing like cancer or something falling down or taken by a river or some, this is an example. But it happened only one time, two times, not just that. I wandered in samsara without beginning, from beginningless. Oh, you see, you have to think that. Then, such like this fear, danger, then you see, guarding me from samsara, samsara suffering, guarding me from samsara suffering. Oh, this I'm betraying the three rare sublime ones. I translate, this is my own translation, three. Gunjosum. So I think I did explain in the past. Gunjosum. Other people, many translators, they don't translate the whole thing. There's a three jewels. Three jewels can be just anything. Three jewels can be anything. So, but kon chok sum, three rare sublime ones. You must chant one by one. So rich. Unbelievable. Taste so rich. So kon chok sum. So, I did explain past. So in the world, more precious is gold than from silver. The diamond is more precious than gold, diamond. So now, three rare sublime ones. Oh, Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Oh, if you have jewel, which can jewel, fill the whole sky, it cannot stop. Rebirth in the lower realm. It cannot stop. Rebirth samsara. It cannot protect you from the falling in the lower nirvana. Please set peace for oneself. No. So that if you have wish grand jewel fill all sky, you see, cannot achieve enlightenment. Cannot alone, you can't achieve enlightenment for sentient beings. So now, Buddha Dhamma Sangha, frees you from getting reborn, lower realm, and suffering for years. You understand? Get this idea. Then you're free from samsara, oceans of samsaric sufferings. But you don't get reborn to nirvana, and because to achieve the great nirvana enlightenment, and you are able to, after achieving enlightenment, you are able to liberate the numberless sentient beings from the lower realm, and numberless sentient beings from the samsara. Numberless sentient beings, you are free from the lower nirvana. That numberless sentient beings you are able to bring to great nirvana enlightenment. So, see, that's what, three rare sublime ones. Now you understand. Three rare sublime ones. Okay? Konjosum. So here says, who got you from these sufferings? It's konjosum, only three rare sublime ones. Only Nyakchuk the Sabbath, only this. Nyakchuk the Sabbath, only this. Therefore, in all the life, it will cause life danger. I don't give you a job if you don't. They'll say this $1 billion. You get $1 billion every day. Their job. So if you don't give up refuge, if you don't give up relying with the Lama Sangha, then I won't give you the job. So what do you choose? For example, I'm giving an example. So here, even cause life danger. Always rely on Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Never give up Buddha Dhamma Sangha. So that's nothing. If it is Buddha dollar, it's nothing. It doesn't stop representing Lord. It doesn't stop samsara. It doesn't stop Lord Nirvana. It cause enlightenment. It can't enlighten without. That's nothing. That's nothing. You have to analyze it. Otherwise, yes, I will do. I will give everything. I have $1 billion or $100, $1,000. You see, you give up your life for $100, $1,000. So, in Tibet, I think it was the time Tibet was taken by Communist China. So I think you have to burn the Guru, you have to burn the Guru's His own Dharma's photo in the public. If you don't burn, then you'll be I don't know, killed, or you'll be totally beaten, chopped, I don't know what. So publicly you have to burn his own photo to the Gurus. So he asks, Chinese ask that. So things like that, for example. Otherwise you've killed or you've so much church room. So so I think there was burned. I heard it was burned, but yeah, anyway. So there are different conditions like this happens in the life. Therefore, in all the life, whatever cost life danger, even it cost life danger. Even cost life danger. Never give up Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Never give up Buddha Dhamma. You understand? Never give up Buddha Dhamma. So in the life, only certain times when you go to temple, or certain times Buddha Dhamma Sangha. But Buddha Dhamma Sangha is very far, very far. Maybe only when you problems, maybe only when you experience problems, then think of Buddha Dhamma Sangha close. Otherwise, very far. Control mind is totally distracted in the distracted pleasure of this life. Distracted, totally the earning pleasure of this life. That's completely. I mean, let's just say. I'm not saying about this, but. Never change. By understanding this, never change. By understanding this, then you attempt to go for Refuge Buddha Sangha. Oh, you see? That is having suffering problems, relationship problem, or whatever problem, business problem, whatever, cancer. So this second benefit. You see? You go for Refuge Buddha Sangha. I want to reach the tone catching shigaten. No, not the importance of taking Refuge Buddha Sangha. From beginningless we have been suffering, samsara, but that lack of not taking refuge to Buddha Sangha. Oh, there's a quotation from Gajin Gyaltsen, whose kindness started this by my reading this, his Lamrin Lojong, then government course up to now, how much? 60, 40, 53 government course, this 1 month, starting from the 5 days course. Oh, all this by his kindness. Reading Lamrim Lojong, inspired from that. Oh, this kindness. So 53? Huh? Common course. Also help the people from all over the world who come there. So there's some karma there, I don't know. Yeah, so that. So he said that that is not having taken from us to refer to Buddha Sangha. There's a quotation, very good quotation, but I'm not in this book. Okay, so now third, about eliminating practice, arrogance out there. Then third, having problem, that you are having problem, synthesis or whatever. Pride, pride, think of yourself. Then from that, carelessness to others. So carelessness, after that, with pride, then carelessness to others. Then that from that, so many virtue. So many virtue doesn't happen. So many virtue get stopped. So many virtue get stopped or degenerated. So many virtue stopped or degenerated. And having pride is from where so many misconduct or negative conduct, so many wrong conduct arises. That's the basis from where so many wrong conduct happen. So that is the door, the pride, pride to yourself. Oh, then there's a door for receiving so many harms. You understand? There's a door to receive so many harms. Dunga di ni kemba dojing. 이 중에 내서 통화 뒤칠 나장 세벌 차오 오냐고. So myself suffering, this makes to stop the prideness, stop the prideness. And you see yourself to rise renunciation. Therefore, must cease this pride. So you should think that. You see? Third, using suffering to cease the pride. Wow. I'm great. I'm educated. Thinking others poor. This careless. 그래. Fourth, to be careful, so regarded. Fourth, don't do that one, don't think whatever channel. Don't do that one, don't think whatever channel. Kanda di mindoba teda kini di jumiga pawa chago so nyamne name ni dun la mine topsi 당에서 정화 탕 치마 초지치라 치마 초지치라 매바 차오 매바 와 So, to be careful in the karma. So this suffering, like this suffering, generate great torments, great suffering. Generates great, torment. So anyone who down like this, then you renounce the non-virtue, the cause of the suffering. By thinking that, so that's very difficult, very rare thing. Only think the medicine outside, not thinking the cause of sickness, especially not thinking the cause of sickness. But in external things, food and something wrong. But negative karma, thinking very rare. If you are Buddhist, you see karma Buddhist, not doesn't mean anybody think that. Thinking negative karma, very rare. The real cause of suffering, very rare. So, when you go up on so therefore I must abandon the cause non-virtue. Must think that. Then, you do it means by thinking the previous downfalls, the negative karma, downfalls, that you collected before. So that is before all that. Then top she 당에서 정하자고 all the four remedial powers. I'll explain before. Or the remedial four powers and the one Irish but with the four remedial power, 당에서 make it definite to purify. With the four remedial power, must make it definite to purify. Chima to teacher. Then to chima means to create nigama again. So you stop as much as you can. Chima to teacher. You stop the future. You stop to as much as you can. You attempt baptism. Attempt. Oh, like that. You see. So that's finished. So then happy creating virtue. Yeah. Then you think, 동안 되다 보다 답이 되겠니? 편도와 권한이나 대체 동안 로비 대와 동안 로비 대와 라가나 대주 개발을 배워 차오냠들이네 So go to money, Sokpa was. So the happiness which is devoid of the suffering is only benefiting. It's only benefiting. Therefore, Lama Zopa, if you like happiness, opposite to suffering, then you must attempt to call it a virtue. Yes. Oh dear, you must attempt to call it a virtue. You must attempt, you see? Effort, put effort. Attempt to call it a virtue. The cause of the happiness. The cause of the happiness. Okay? By seeing this, by realizing this, then so good to man and so there's so many ways to collect marriage. So in the Deshuyama it says, but after this, because I don't remember what happened. So you are wishing this, which what was serious, Canal the Shin, around the Shin, everything, Tashitone, upon the door. Guess what Tata do what Chaba, Toto Pata never changed, Rodi. Music with two tempers, she was just a little tempers, Canal and Shitone. Never the meaning, Tashitone, Tashitone and Japan. Guess all the So talks about death, can happen any time. First is impermanent death. Death can end any time. So can happen any time. So you see, we think I'm going to live for many years. So many years I'm going to live and die. This year, this month, this week, not today. So I was going to live for many years. So I have wrong concept, permanent conception. Concept of permanence, permanent. So, but in the world today, so many people dying by eating, sleeping, walking, shopping, unable to come back home. You went to bathroom, unable to come back to bedroom. So many. Eating, then before finishing dead, drinking tea, so many. Or you walking, die. So many. So even today in the world, you see, so it can happen to yourself. Like that happens in the world, it happens to you anytime. Anytime. Anytime can happen. So that's very important. So whenever you hear somebody, people that you don't know, friend or someone, anybody died, always immediately refer yourself. I'm also going to happen. So sometimes nobody can see you, and only they can see your books, your materials, things that are used by others. Oh, this is somebody's book, somebody's clothes, somebody's, that's like that. Oh, then that like that can happen soon, Like how it happens to others, it can happen to me soon, this year, this month, this week. However, then, Tata do Lama Zopa said in the Renunciation Foundation Guru quality. Geto Tata Druva Chawa, so Geto Tata Druva Chavara, Tata Pata Demachirum. So to create all the collections of virtue, all the collections of virtue. So not only one practice, two practices, or that's it, no, that. All the virtue, like the seven limb practice, that's seven very important one. What creates enlightenment, was it? Oh, so gets all the virtue, rejoicing, all the. So if you do Jocha practice, there's all the. With that. So anyway, all you do Jocha, or even you're not doing Jocha, but it's practice you're doing daily life. Papa saying it's a Tata Drova Chavala to completion all the collection of virtue. Tata Pata, please bless me to be always conscientiousness. Conscientiousness. How to say? Huh? Conscientiousness. To be always to conscience. Oh, Lama Zopa said, get up to complete all the collection of virtue. So many ways in the collection meditation. Okay. Now 60 is develop compassion to a sentient being. Okay, then 60, that's quotation. First, benefits of suffering, or the finish. At the first part. 60. How I am, like that, all the sentient beings, suffering like this, or experience suffering like this, then even greater and greater suffering they experience. Look at this, think this, how wonderful it is if they are free from all our sufferings. Then general compassion with that. That's what Lama Zopa said. Okay? Understand? So benefits of your suffering. You understand? Develop compassion to all suffering. Oh, yeah. No, there's so much benefits. Where is it? Oh, like that. Lojong to lojong, you see the benefits of suffering. Oh, then you see positive. Unbelievable. Quick way, achieving enlightenment. Quick way to enlighten sentient beings. Liberty from Lord for Samsara, quick way to enlighten. You understand? Yeah, then I think okay, next, even there are many people living with Samsara. I think they have to, I thought we cancel, but I think there are many people in the different parts of the world listening, and the person was Russia and many other students. So I must continue. I didn't realize that it takes time. But so the second part is left. The second part is left. So let me say something. Before that, I didn't mention, but let me say something before we offer the diamond. Okay. So then we realize how we are so fortunate. You understand? Sorry, Sutta. I forgot the name of Sutra. Name of the Sutra. Sorry, I don't remember the name of the person. I didn't think names normally so. It is, I didn't see the Kanjur, but I see the quotation in the Labd, It's a teaching, another teaching, besides Bodhisattva, another teaching composed by Bodhisattva Shantideva. So they quoted to Kanjur teachings, oral transmission. So there it says, Guru Shakyamuni Buddha says, Jambal. So what I think maybe Bodhisattva Jambal. Riji Puma Puma. So generation, caste, Riku's caste. Riji Pum Pum. I think maybe minus, maybe a minor race. Let's put it that way, minor race. Boy and girls. So now listen carefully. Eons. How many eons? Equaling number of the 300 grains of the river Ganga. So we only talk Bodhisattva Bhava, manifest Bodhisattva is an ocean, not in a river. Ocean. It is said in Pampanga receiving teaching commentary from his guru, Tapo Lama. So it's an ocean. So this can be ocean. So, even, as I said, even one, your handful, your small hand, but a handful of sand, that many eons is unbelievable. It's the most unbelievable. Wow, can you imagine? On your hands, small hand, full of sand grain. Can you imagine? That many eons can't imagine. Forget about the inner river Ganga sand. Then Pacific Ocean sand. How many eons? Number of the sand grains of Pacific Ocean. Okay? Make sure you understand. Then the solitary realizer, Rangjal Dajamba, who has more quality than Hinayana, Nyente, here listener, Arhat, who has 100 times, 1,000 times more quality merits than Hinayana Arhat, the Nyente. So Hinayana Arhat, solitary realizer. How many? According number of the dust of the earth. It says all the universe, earth, all the universe, earth. You understand? Dust of all the universe, earth. There are many Rangjal solitary realizer, Arhat. To that many, then you see every day those minor race, the men, women, so every day make offering to them 100 devil's pool, means nectar. Deva means there's not that doesn't mean Buddha, that means Sura. The food is nectar, which come from the karma. You see, one bowl in Madhamika, one bowl of liquid for panda beings and parts of blood, for human beings is water, for suras and devas, nectar. Of course, the ultimate nectar, the best, that is of course what appears Buddha, but this is not talking about Buddha. The Sura. So, you see, for three different, because the karma, marriage. Level of marriage was one bowl of liquid, you see different. It appears different. You understand? So what we see here, ABC, this Gomba, the Sanghas, your home, like this, your view now. Your view, you human being, your view now. The Peda beings don't see that. Peda beings who are there don't see that. Very upset, You see, copper burned by sun, on that, so unpleasant. Then no green, no pleasant, no green water, even the tree, but burned by fire, so even the moon become hot, like the weather changes in the world nowadays, all like that. So, like that, you have to know that. This is your view. This is view now. Your karma now. You understand? Oh, like that. You have to, then you know it comes from your mind. Everything comes from your mind. So, past blood comes from Pata's mind, water comes from human mind, the next comes from the spirit's mind. You understand? So, all of that, you see? So, so you give 100 food of devas, this nectar, okay? Every day, or over the 100 food. Then not only that, 100 food, like that clothing, means 100 different clothing. To the soul to realize that, the arhats. You understand? Oh, every day. You understand? Oh, so now when you see a statue, painting Buddha, painting deities, when you say, at that time, you collect more than that. You collect merits, numberless, great merit than that. So just by seeing statue, Tangas, Buddha, even printed, whatever it is, just by seeing, good out or not good out, just by seeing, you collect more great merit, great numberless merit, great and numberless merit than previous one. That many eons, how many eons are told you? That many eons, unbelievable. Oh, that many are the number of dust of the universe, all the universes. That many solitaries are others. Every day you offer 100 food, next time, then the clothing. Wow, that's nothing. That's nothing. So much greater, numberless, not only greater, much numberless merit you collect. You have to know that. Each time you see the daily picture, I'm not saying only in the PC, but your room, if you have it. So wherever you print it on the paper or Buddha, draw on the stone, whatever. So, like that you call it merit, you understand? So I have in Washington and the afterwards, the few rooms all totally full of Buddha pictures, Tanga statue, full of pictures, all that. So you see, when you see each one, can you imagine? You see many each time. So you collect like that. So many times merit. So then before there was also monks, but mostly nuns. They make water offering every day. So you see, I thought every day when you come to the room, then. Think all this manifestation of my guru, when say my guru, then you process like this. You don't have to look at it like this, but there's image, you sing, benefits of singing. But we say, here, I think all this manifestation of my guru, then process like that. I thought to like that, but I didn't, so lazy. When it event happened, but very rare, so we should rush down. So kind of like that, forgot even thought that. But that's what you think. You see, every time you enter, that's what you should think. So now there's more, not finished. So you see, So each time you go in the room, you tell that, each time you say numberless Baba. Wow, what a matter you can do. What a matter you just by seeing wow, Baba, each time you go in the room, altar room, Baba. So then you see, when you do this, then is there says, now you see, if you prostrate, if you have a flower offering, if you do incense offering, no, you see, procession, sacrifice, you collect more than before. You collect more numberless, great measure than before. Before was small. What do you see? By seeing statue, yes, but become small. Compared now, procession, offering flower, the flower offering, incense offering, okay, wow, just by that, just by doing this, wow, you collect much more, numberless, greater than before. Oh, you have to know that. So I thought each mantra I recite, I do like this. I begin, you see, with the procession like this, that this procession, this to the deity at the beginning. Before I recite different mantras, so I begin like this, so clear, even just for skipping from that, so each time, so I should be doing many processions, 100,000, but the Buddha is lazy, mainly lazy, not Buddha. So people who into procession, every day hundreds more, so much, can imagine. No business people in the world, how much expert they can't do business like this, can't make money, can't make that much money with business. No, nobody is just done nothing. It's so small, nothing like that. Nothing. If you do one person, just by seeing Buddha, what matter you collect is the business in the world. No, even they done best university, best or nothing. There's nothing. What they get is nothing. You see? By seeing Buddha, you see. Wow. Just by seeing, even you don't do procession, offering anything. But now, the procession, making offering flower, or incense, or the circumcision, wow, you collect much more, greater merit, numberless, greater merit. You understand? So, you see, there it says, so each time you make water offering, any offering to Buddha, each time you should know that each time you visualize the offering or the extra offering, extra offering because it needs your effort, you see. So it's more purification than visualize. The extra offering needs effort, so much purification for you than visualize. You understand? Even though you correct meditation. So anyway, so like this. So it purifies. Any offering you do Buddha, it is any offering you do Buddha, it has this benefit. You purify 80, 100, 80 millions. 80 100 million. 100 millions eons Nigirkama get purified. Any offering you do Buddha, even visualize, any offering you do Buddha, when you do sadhana, there's many offering comes, Agabhanta, Buddha, Agabhanta, you see? So we visualized, wow. So even one light offering, in one incense offering, one bowl water, 100, 80 eons of 80 eons of 100 million, 100 million eons, 80 right down, 100 million eons right in your heart, on your bones, right? It purifies 100 million eons. They come and get purified in the offering too. So when the prasadana comes offering again, sub-gender, front-gender, so that time, if you including mudras, at that time you visualize, wow, amazing, merit. How much I offering you? Amitabha Buddhist 8 offerings. When you visualize offer, wow, merit, just one. Now there is sadhana, there are many. Now you understand how this incredible guidance for your life to enlightenment. Your guidance for your life to enlightenment. You understand? Now you understand. It's not just for you to bore your life. You know, you have nothing to do. I have nothing to do. I can't do it. No. Not at all. So now you understand. It's incredible. So unbelievable fortunate. So it is said that, there were, I think, 5 things. One I don't remember. Samsara Amitabha, the benefits, you see, Samsara Amitabha, unimaginable benefits, the result, unimaginable, Samsara Amitabha. Bhakta Maba, and Bhakta Maba. I forgot the English name. Unmeasurable, Bhakta Maba. Unmeasurable. Then Shelter Maba, depthless. Tsungpa Maba, uncomparable. Then there's 15, there should be. I was looking before, I couldn't find. I wrote down, but I couldn't find. 5. Benefits. Okay. Now, you're visualizing and you're also offering same merit. You must know that. Anybody should know that. Otherwise, it's so lazy to practice. You understand? So, Buddha said, I don't remember the verses, the 4 surrounding, means Geloma and the Bhikshu, the men, women, and Bhikshuni, and the Gitsul Pamani, Theravadins keeping the 36 about male, female. What's the 4th? That's a different verse saying. Buddha said, Buddha was cautioned what will happen in the future when Buddha passed away. So Buddha said, now these 4 disciples make an offering to me now, to the actual Buddha, and future you visualize, meditate exactly same. Now the much higher, the one visualizes was small. No, exactly same. Do you understand? Exactly same. Or if you see Buddha right now, then you may offering, or you visualize Buddha, or you may offering to start benefits exactly same. You understand? So you should know how you are fortunate. Don't be sloppy, lazy here. The exactly same marriage, exactly same. Buddha said, you must know that normally. If you don't know much, must know that. So then you are encouraged to visualize, even you don't have you, wherever we see in the prayer, present or whatever. So, so like that. Sorry. You see, mandala offering. Mandala, if you visualize according to words, you have nothing, you have just grand, you have just grand or just something, but no one single gold or silver, nothing, which you do nothing. So you visualize according to words, then offering, you get the same merit having offered. Actually offered as the words, if you visualize. So, references as King Ashoka. King Ashoka, he built built 1 million stupa one day, and built many monasteries and served the food for many monks. He was able to do that in that life. Why? He was a small child before, life before. So there are 3 children playing in the sand. Buddha came that way in that morning and that day. So the third, one child stood, then the second child stand like a circus. The third child stood and the second child shoulder. Then offered sand in the hand, Buddha's begging bowl, by visualizing gold. By visualizing gold in Buddha's begging bowl. So all the sand that he had, visualizing gold, offered Buddha's begging bowl. So he received actual benefit over them in gold to Buddha. So because of that, next life he built King Ashoka, built many monasteries, Sangha's food, built 1 million stupa, okay? Unbelievable. So like that. So you see, one time mental offering, you did visualization, go on the prayer. Wow, unbelievable. So reference came from that. So after you offer the water bowl, then you offer water nectar to Buddha. So nectar appeared to Buddha, I offer to Buddha. So you collect unbelievable merit to quickly become enlightened, to enjoy. You see the nectar, like that, you get a cause. Wow, much more than the offering water. You understand? So visualize, that's just visualize. So like that. So like that, all the same. Lama Zopa explained, when you do procession, you visualize, you have only one body, but you numberless body, cover the whole earth, and do procession, so do a procession to the middle field. Then you get the benefit having that many body, having done process, you get the actual benefit. You understand? Like that. So there are many things. So don't think this is I just fault. No, don't think like that. So that's what Lama Zopa explained. Right? So anyway, like that. It purifies Nikakama, any offering to Buddha. Eons, how many eons? Because 100 million eons. 둥지제, 둥지제, sorry, my number is 800 million eons Nikakama, and Chawashi 4 million eons Nikakama. 800 million eons Nikrama and Shavashi, 4 million eons Nikrama. Okay? Keep this in your heart. Oh, so, you see, only my offering to Buddha, even one small, one incense, one small bowl of water. Okay, so it's like that. Incredible. You see, so then now you have to realize how you are so fortunate. How you are so fortunate. You understand? Like that, you have to realize how you are so fortunate. This time, now. You understand? So you have a practice. You understand? So now, okay, now, see, now the children Tara, we're making offering diamond. But, you see, now, offering to Guru, one small, one tiny tip needle, one tiny perfume, tiny drop perfume to Guru's one pulse. Oh, this quality merit far more than, this quality merit much more than offering to numberless Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, numberless statues, scriptures. All those small compared to this. Offering one tiny perfume, very tiny perfume that fit to one pulse. Guru's holy body. Wow! You get much more greater merit than offer to numberless Buddha, numberless Dharma, numberless Sangha, numberless statue, numberless stupa, numberless scriptures. You understand? Offering to all the holy objects in the world. Oh, you can merit much more than that. Much more than that. So now, when you offer this diamond to Tara, you think Guru, he's only the Lama. You understand? I'll tell you. Now you understand how you are fortunate. Now you have to realize how you are fortunate this time. Not just even being, not like that. So we think a Guru, okay, they offer this. So now this diamond, okay, but dedication to a letter. Now this diamond, we make charity. What are the diamonds? Okay.
I'll just introduce.
All right.
Thank you. Lama Zopa Rinpoche, Ken Rinpoche, Roger, and all my Lama brothers and sisters who are here from Penang, KL, from all around the world who are zooming in. Today, on the full moon in month of August, on Mid-Autumn Day, I'd like to request you all to please join me in making this 11 diamonds of offering to our gurus, and then to be offered to the 21 Taras. Today's offering the 11 diamonds to the 21 Tara marks the culmination of our 21 Tara project, which goes back 27 years ago to 1995. So this project has been ongoing. The Rinpoche had advised that when ABC built its first temple, the main statue will be the 1,000 Anchen Rezi to be flanked by 21 Taras. So the land was purchased in 1998. Building was completed in 2007. The Chenrezi statue was completed in 2015. And finally, the 21 Tara statue was completed in 2021 October. So today's offering to our gurus will be the culmination of this project, which has lasted 27 years. So I'd like you all please rejoice and join me in this very rare opportunity, because by offering to our gurus, yes, we create inconceivable merit, as mentioned, by Lama Zopa Rinpoche, skies and skies of merit by offering to the paws of the Guru. So to all of you here, today also I dedicate this merit of this offering to Lama Zopa Rinpoche and to Ken Rinpoche, that by offering diamond to them, they offer the diamond to the Tara, then they are married to the Tara statue, and they'll stay as long as the statue remains. May Lama Zopa Rinpoche, Khenri Rinpoche, all you have inconceivable, long lives and very good health, and please stay until samsara ends. So now please join us to welcome the diamonds to be offered to our gurus. Thank you. So please, Rinpoche, Rinpoche, please offer the diamonds on our behalf to the 21 Taras.
So, first, first we dedicate charity, the diamond, to numberless helpings, to every helping you give. Everybody. So the Russian people, students, all the students, different parts of the world, whoever listen, can do this practice together. This diamond, diamond, sorry. They had to move this. There are two diamonds here. One diamond here. What? Huh?
Oh, wow.
Okay, now all the diamonds, we make charity, numberless helpings. We may charity all these diamonds to a numberless hungry ghost. We may charity all these diamonds to numberless animals. Numberless animals in the ocean, like mountains, like small size. All that, numberless animals under the ground, in the bushes, tiny insects. All that. In the trees, in the people's body, animal body. Oh, the parasites are there. 20,000 parasites, then 1,000. So, parasites over there, that's common there to have in the body. So all the animals, so not only this universe, but numberless universe. All the animals. All the numbers, and there are 13,000 different ants. Scientists mentioned all those ants, the example. There are numberless human beings. There are numberless universe, not only this universe. Numberless universe, there are numberless human beings. Make charity to everyone. I didn't bring the... numberless human beings. the Pakistan has now all the crops destroyed by water flood, and 80% in the country destroyed already. Then because possible 300 men died, and then now 1,000 more. So many problems happen in Pakistan. So we dedicate the diamond all the people in Pakistan. We dedicate the diamond to all the Ukrainian, all the Russian people. And we dedicate now this diamond. So all the different parts of Africans, all the different parts where there's water flood, was so much suffering, so we dedicate this to all those people particularly. We dedicate this diamond to the Suras, Sura beings. All these diamonds, and then all the Asura beings. Then all the intermediate beings we dedicate, make charity. So now, this diamond belongs to all sentient beings. Belong to all sentient beings. Okay? On their behalf, then you make offering. You make offering to Tara, Guru Tara. You understand? Every Tara is a Hisaranta Lama. No, so on their behalf, you make offering to Guru Tara. Okay? Then so we're going to do the clouds or mantra offering. So each become numberless offerings. Each would burn diamond become numberless offerings. By recite this mantra, you should know that. How incredibly easy to create an amazing meditation. You're so fortunate, yeah. Amazing that method, the Buddha taught, you see? Each one, numberless offering to Guru Tara, you understand? You should know that. If you want happiness, you must learn this. Recite this, only way you make offering. If you want happiness, if you don't have happiness, different. If you want suffering, if you don't have happiness, it's different. Adu laudo comedian. Adu laudo comedian. But not good, not very good. Haramaya Jabezango, Chamda, Judogunza, Jujaname, Naga Gango, Jujanama, Bagawa, Jabeza, Sarabama, Danaya, Tatakataya, Arade, Sanya Zambodaya, Tayato, Amabeza, Bezama, 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 Bodhi. Mabo Yamandaba Santa Mana Beza Sawagama Rana Bechatana Beza Yasoa Omanama Bhagavata Beza Sarabhamatana Tatakataya Ara Desanya Samambudaya Ataya Doma Beza Ma Beza Beza Ma Beza Beza Ma Bodhi Beza Ma Bodhi Mandaba Santa Mana Beza Sawagama Bechatana Beza Yasoa. That's simple? Drum? No, okay. No, this is simple. Omanama Bhagavata Bedadara Bhamadanaya Tadagata Arada Sanyasam Buddhaya Tayato Oma Beza Beza Ma Beza Ma Tanda Beza Ma Buddha Beza Ma Buddha Jida Beza Ma Buddha Mandaba Sandamana Beza Sawakama Arana Bishadana Beza Yeso Kundo Sunya Jambada Sanyada Janjo Samba Samjike Chinjara Bata Sonya Yonto Sobenga Jamboda Chijaya Nambada Sanya Mejaba Tuka Choa Juna Shebe Sanyada Janjo Samba Samjike Chan Pava Jambada Kunda Sambala Sobe Namba Trebe Shebe Chinja Pumba Samje Mejaba Seme Java Sing it. We do again. Nama Bhagavata Adakataya Arahate Sanya Sambudaya Tayato Oma Beza Beza Ma Tanda Beza Ma Beza Beza Ma Bodha Jida Beza Ma Bodha Manda Basanda Ma Bodha Beza Basanda Mana Beza Sawakama Avadanan Oma Nama Bhagavata Beza Sarabhamatanaya Tarakataya Arahate Sanya Sambudaya Tayato Oma Beza Beza Ma Beza Ma Tanda Beza Ma Beza Beza Ma Bodha Jida Beza Ma Bodha Manda Basanda Mana Sawakama Avadana Beza Tanda Beza Yaso Kunjo Sumje Jambada Sanjada Sanju Samba Samjika Chinjara Bada Sonya Yonto Sobenga Sanja Chiye Sambada Sanja Mejaba Toki Cho Juna Shebe Sanyada Sanju Samba Samjika Changa Pava Jambada Kunjo Sambala Sobe Samba Trebe Shebe Chinje Pumba Sanja Mejaba Semeja Nangada Nyamba Jo Okay, so now offer. Then you do dedication after that. No, Dore. Oh, Yomore. Dore. I thought we have to stand up. Okay, now I do dedication. So everyone offered. Okay, the Russian, all the students and everywhere listening, everybody can offer the diamond to the Tara, Guru Tara, okay? So everyone collects merit, extends the merit, cause of enlightenment. Extends the merit, cause of enlightenment, but from this, all the happiness you receive, all the happiness now, future life, all the happiness you receive from this. You understand? Yeah. Okay, now we do dedication. Okay. So we collected with this diamond, recite the mantra, become a clouds offering. So numberless offering is diamond. Okay, you understand? Oh, by the power mantra. Oh, then expressing words of truth. Lama so yeah. Oh, then also offering Guru Tara. So, due to all the parts of marriage collected by me, all the parts of marriage collected by numberless sentient banks. So now please understand. Now, you see, every helping collected merit. every helping, okay? Every hungry ghost being quality medicine. Every animal, every ant, every animal quality medicine. Even animals in your body, quality medicine. You understand? Every human beings, those Pakistan, then the Kashmir, Ukraine, Russian, all that. Oh, those Africans, those so much, no food, no house, no medicine, no everyone quality medicine, okay? Now everyone, or the human being, or the Sura, everybody quality medicine, okay? Quality medicine. Okay, so now we dedicate. Due to all the past by me, 3 times married to numberless sentient being, and 3 times married to numberless Buddhas, put all together, that becomes so powerful. So you do that, normally only when you do the practice, you do that. And so, normally, whenever you may offer Buddha, you must do this if you can.
I'm not sure I understand.
So you may charity to all sentient beings, then this offering belongs to all sentient beings that I'm offering. Even daily life, you do as much as you can. So everybody gets married, you understand? Every helping gets married, every hungry, any animals, everyone, every human being, so much suffering, they all get married, you understand? Oh, you have to get that in mind. And that's how you can help sentient beings. Whatever, even you're eating fruit or tea, a cup of tea or coffee, or make an offering to Buddha. No. All sentient beings make an offering. Okay? As much as possible. You should do that. Yeah, copying from this example. Just belong to sentient beings and make offering to them, to the Buddha, for them. So everybody calls it marriage. You understand? Everybody can cause of happiness, which is not known in the Western world. You understand? Yeah. See, in the Kashmir, and those who knows only Buddhists who know karma, only they know, but those rest don't know. You understand? So. So then it's so easy how to go to Enlightenment. You understand? So yeah. So did all this marriage. But the most important in the world, most important prayer is His Holiness Dalai Lama, Kashmir embodiment of all the Buddha's compassion or the cherishing. Okay? From whom we receive all our past happiness, from beginners, both now, future, including enlightenment. We receive all the happiness from His Holiness. And His Holiness who guide us to enlightenment, brings us to enlightenment. Okay? His Holiness to have a stable life until our samsara ends, and all the holy wishes be succeed immediately. Okay? And not only yourself, then, Kashmir said, so then you make this prayer. We make this prayer, all of us here, then able to follow His Holiness, holy wishes and advice, and able to make most pleasing His Holiness in all the life, not only this life, in all the life until enlightenment is achieved. To cause the most most pleasing to His Holiness all the time. Never displeased even for a second. Never displeased even for a second. To Guru, especially His Holiness. Pray this. Dedicate the merits. Then everybody in this world, and to be able to follow His Holiness wishes, advice, and able to cause most happiness, most pleasing to His Holiness in all the life, by everybody, people in this world, able to follow His Holiness wishes, and a good heart, compassion, loving kindness, bodhicitta, able to exercise, able to practice, and to cause perfect peace, happiness, enlightenment in this world. Like that to happen. And then, due to this merits, past, present, future merits qualified by me, 3 times merits qualified by numberless Buddhas, and then offering this diamond or the merits. May all the holy beings who are in this world to all benefit others from different religion, all this, and to have self-life, all the holy wishes to benefit in them, to be successful immediately, and as well as the sanghas, the general sanghas and Theravadins, including Theravadins, and the Mahayana, the Chinese, or the Mahayana, then all the Tibetan, Nyingma, Kagyu, Sajja, Gilu, all the sanghas, then able to harmonious, able to harmonious tutumba, able to harmonious, so important. Then tutumba harmonious, then study Dharma will become very successful in realization. Otherwise, they can't, even the study Dharma can't really benefit the mind, and realization doesn't happen, and can't unable to study Dharma if there is no harmonious in Sangha. Seems that is so important for the monasteries, and they have a harmonious Sangha, so important, successful the Dharma study and realization. So important harmonious Sangha. To the then pure morality, living in all the Sanghas and pure living pure morality. Then able to practice the path, heighten the morality, heighten the concentration, heighten of the wisdom. They're able to do that. Then the 10 holy dharmas, and able to develop the day by day, week by week, year by year on the monasteries. Then on the basis of these, they are preserving Dharma, spreading Dharma on the basis of Vinaya. Particularly Lama Zopa teaching, then the government monastery, government women they're selling, women monks and Kaju they're selling, Kaju the nunnery, then the sanghas in the PMG, now then, the particular then, outwardly, like hear a listener, self to realize in the contact like that, the pure contact like that, outer contact. The inner contact is the mind is totally subdued by bodhicitta. Then secret, they develop the great bliss in non-dual wisdom. They develop this and then spread the Lama Zopa teaching in the mind of the sentient beings in the world. So able to all the sanghas in the PMT, so able to do that. Oh, then then all the students then already able to study master program, basic program, whatever study philosophy. Then everything. Then every single thing what they study, they subdue the mind. Subdue the mind. Able to subdue the mind. So everything become dharma practice. So able to exercise in this life, root the path to enlightenment, good devotion, sing the Guru in the Buddha, and correctly follow the advice in the root the path to enlightenment. Then exercise renunciation, Buddha is the right way in this life. Then common, uncommon, two stages of Samsara. Then never to be reborn Lord and to be born pure land where they can be enlightened. Also like that, well, quickly. Then all the different sponsors of different projects also then never able to be reborn Lord and do this merits and then never able to be reborn Lord and they actualized the bodhicitta in this life and then carry 3 pairs of hearts and then that the life to be most beneficial for the sentient beings. Every year they live, every month, every week, every day, every minute, second, all the life to be most beneficial to sentient beings with the bodhicitta. Never reborn Lords and may they achieve enlightenment as quick as possible. May all their wishes be succeed immediately, and all that's the same thing in the sanghas, benefit of sangha. All the wishes be succeed immediately, control the dharma. So that all the benefactors now they're able to continue serving the sangha, teaching Buddha. Is a thing, and then able to serve, and then succeed, and then not on that, then all the people who do good things in this world, even they are not Buddhist, who help others, and all the people have wrong life, and all their wishes to benefit others will succeed immediately. Cause happiness through so many sentient beings. Even the evil beings who harm so much for suffering to the sentient beings, or they meet with Dharma and they come to know karma and immediately dispel the negative karmas and practice good karma and 10 virtue and stop giving harm to the sentient beings, even tiny insects. And so they no harm to others, only causing happiness with bodhicitta. Then this life, next life, this life, all that happens. Then liberation, the enlightenment, all that will cause all that. So, even the evil beings able to die like that. So then may the ABC maybe the ABC FMT able to bring sentient beings to quickly to enlightenment. So that's the prayer condensed in that. Due to all this marriage, and offering diamond to Guru Tara. So may FMD enlighten all the sentiments as quick as possible. And may the ABC, maybe ABC, particularly the ABC, able to enlighten all the sentiments as quick as possible. Then may this center ABC be most beneficial for every sentient being, and particularly in this world. May any people who come to this land, this center, just by stepping, may all this problem of the mind and body, totally, even the cancer, anything, curable, uncurable, peacefy immediately, all the disease, all the problems, peacify immediately, and able to cause, able to generate the root of the path to enlightenment, good devotion, that way. And then able to generate renunciation, both is the right view, immediately, just coming here. Or then like that. So, never able to reborn audience, and then to achieve enlightenment as quick as possible. So everybody comes here, everybody is starting. As they started, they're able to actualize the path immediately. So like that. So like that. Everyone then so they're able to follow His Honor's wishes, so His Honor's holy wishes and advice. And so everybody is guided by His Holiness up to the enlightenment. All lives guided by His Holiness. In their life, all the students who are coming here, all the guided by His Holiness up to until enlightenment. So not only that, then even Russians, the students, all the different people all listening from different parts of the guided by His own Guru Tara, guided by His own in all the lifetime up to enlightenment. Then due to all the past, the present, future, marriage, school, number listening, number Buddhas, on the offering diamond to the Guru Tara, on the made the Pakistan. I have it written down, but trying to have here all the suffering, unbelievable problems. So made the Pakistan, like the country, become the Amitabha Buddhist Pure Land. Unbelievable enjoyment, unbelievable. There's no finishing. The Amitabha Buddhist Pure Land. So never get reborn lords. Then like that, anywhere where there's most problem, then all that become the Amitabha Buddhist Pure Land. So everything there, what they need, everything. So pray there. Something you can Racha or Sam. So then may all the students here and all the students in Russia and everywhere they're listening, may all the do the merits of offering the diamond, general merits and diamond, particular offering diamond to Guru Tara, then all the wishes may succeed according to the Holy Dharma. and make the Rinpoche to have a stable life and all the holy witches succeed immediately to benefit the sentient being, teaching Buddha, all that succeed immediately, whatever he has. So no obstacle, sickness, rise, or that nothing like that. No. Oh, then sorry. Then I'll say billion, zillion times thank to Habjing. Billion, zillion, trillion times thank to Habjing. One the director who did director for a long time. How many years? 34 years. 34 eons. Not years, eons. He did director. Habjing did director 34 eons. So anyway, may he did all these merits and the different diamonds. May he as a stable life, all the wishes be succeed according to Holy Dharma, and may he actualize the whole path to enlightenment, good person, but there renunciation the path, found come path and then come the two stages of Tantra, or then never able to reborn origins and to achieve enlightenment as quick as possible. And then there are all the members, so also all the staff members of the ABC who've been working in the past and up to now, then past and now and all, and then never able to reborn Lord in achieving enlightenment as quick as possible. Okay? So, to generate bodhicitta in everyone's mind. Okay, to the bodhicitta, to collect by oneself, 3 times is collected by numbers, 3 times is collected numbers of Buddhas. Okay? And then particularly offering the gold, put a diamond to offering diamond to Guru Tara. So again, then to the bodhicitta, with one's mind in the heart of all numberless helpings, numberless hungers, numberless hime, numberless numberless. Oh, Zanju Yasame Jo Rinpo Cheva Bana Jeju Jeba Nyamba Yameba Hevone Kondo Pewayo Tonye Tawa Rinpoche Maje Bana Jeju Jeba Nyamba Meba Yakone Kondo Pewayo Lama Zopa Rinpoche direct guru for you and for you, for everything. In all the lifetime, then they never separate away from the pure path that admired all the Buddhas. Saragundu Jawa Songa Vetecho Sinye Mozo Zebeto Jave Ngabe Ramsa Tinye Take Tayan Tawa Majushi. And to actualize Lama Zonga teaching. Mejo Namda Tame Jimdan Dela Jase Chepe Nindo Jeteto Chokirinyen Rosan Jave Tendan Jawara. Then to become guru, they son Lama. Pande Lama Jigu Jindawa Kodan Kose Zeta Jingamda Eje Tenjo Sambo Jindawa Tenda Daso Jowara. then to not rise heresy even for 1 second, the Guru's actions, and to see all the Guru's actions, Buddha's whole action, and then to receive blessings of that presence, to receive blessings of Guru in the heart, and also heart. That is a realization from beginning to the end. Guru Rinpoche up to enlightenment. Bandalame Namba Tavala Geje Tanyang Lota Mege Chenze Elepato Lame Chela Samla Juba. And then due to all the past, present, which medical, medical, number Buddhas, and the offering diamond Guru Thara, all kind of then never happened. The wars, and there's world wars, famine, disease, in this world, and the dangers of earth, water, fire, wind, all these different then. Perfect peace, happiness, and the enlightenment by general loving kindness Buddhist in everyone's heart. Due to all the past, present, future, medical, numberless, all the numberless Buddhas, and offering the diamond to Guru Tara, Guru marriage, all my any sentient being who see me, touch me, remember, think about me. About that, any sentient being that I see, hear voice and think and remember, then can all these sufferings be pacified immediately and achieve all the happiness, including enlightenment and by general organs compared with in the heart. Then due to all the past, due to all the past, due to all the past, then the jury make a diamond offering to Guru Tara. That which is empty, do not exist from its own side. Totally empty. May the I who exists in mere name, totally empty from its own side. Achieve the Buddhahood which exists in mere name, totally empty from its own side. Totally empty, but it exists in mere name, but its light doesn't exist. So subtle. What exists, unbelievable subtle. Leave the sentient beings who exist in mere name. So subtle, unbelievable. Do not exist from society. Achieve the Buddhahood, which exists in mere name, so subtle, do not exist from society. By Master alone, who exists in mere name, so subtle, it doesn't exist from its own side, even though it appears to us. Total heartlessness, total movie. Whatever we do is a movie. It's all iPad. It's all movie. Our life is a movie to us. Nothing is real. What exists is mere name. Then Sri Buddha said, dedicated the marriage, I dedicated my marriage in same way. Jambon Bave Chita Jambada Kundu Zambo Deyan Dejen Deta Kundi Jeso Dalo Che Kawata Tam Jerabtu Mo Jebe Jawatam Jejumo Kala Chudu Nabat Taya Gave Zawa Dikin Jazambo Jerabtu Mo then Kasore we're going to recite this merits to become 100,000 times, and all the prayers success. Taya Tombe is Java, Bonesom, Durzamin, 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 so General Jamanda was Minjala Bedu, Java Chachon, Jamanda, Wadama, Java Chasaro. Mention said David Chelata, Tender Lua, maybe a Tamba, Dagilata, Tabet, maybe Negondo Vara show. Jide Commander, Parent. Sometimes I can't recognize what is diamond, what is not diamond.